Hey, what's going on, everybody? If you know anything about me, I'm kind of like I don't care, but do care perfectionist. And this is probably the fifth video that I've made, and I've actually made another video earlier today that talked about something I'm going to talk about in just a second. And I just thought, like, there's so much information going on right now that we just want to try to give you a quick video. Lisa would normally be here, but she's getting her nails done. And I figured since I had a really long day and actually difficult day today, I just felt really compelled to come and share it with you guys because for those of you that aren't giving financially and for those of you that are, we've asked everybody to be prayer partners. And so I am doing this video because we need your prayers. Okay? The first thing I want to tell you is in general, God is so good. I'm just going to share it real briefly. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. Lisa and I are talking about maybe a different video down the road. But for those that know, I just want to say thank you so much for all the prayers that you gave since the middle of March. I just accomplished probably one of the greatest things I've ever done when it came to my faith and my walk. And that was I completed and my first, hopefully my last, 40-day fast. 40 days? What do you mean, Russ? Well, let me explain really quick. I have been doing a lot of studying since God called us to ministry. And one of those things I discovered was Jesus, even though he is God incarnate, the man child. Wrong terminology. Lightning bolt. Sorry, I threw myself off. That he's God, right? And he can do all things. But even he got baptized, and I've been baptized. And then immediately when he was baptized, he went into the wilderness and was tested for 40 days. And I just felt like if we're going to really lay down our nets and follow Christ and do what he's asked us to do, then that is something that I felt was necessary. It was a personal conviction, and we brought a team of maybe 8 to 10, maybe 12 people in on it, more for prayer and support than anything. And I hope I did it justice by not talking about it a lot. If people ask me why I was eating, I just simply told them, hey, I'm fasting today. I lost 45 pounds. So halfway through that time, people started asking me if I was okay. You could see it in my face. You could see it in my cheekbones. I could feel it in my belt. And I've got to tell you, it's been a pretty cool thing getting caught up on my carb loading. Anyway, so that being said, God just showed up every day and he answered a lot of prayers and we were able to raise a lot of support, which actually ended up helping us pay for the trip to Dublin that's coming up. It helped us pay for our new website. It helped us pay for our filing with the IRS for our nonprofit status. I think it's funny that nonprofit status costs $600. It's like nonprofit. But anyways, I digress. But listen, what I want to go with you guys now is I'm going to ask you to keep praying. I'm not fasting anymore. I was able to go 40 days straight, no food, just water, juice, and bone broth. And then I would supplement here or there with protein shakes to make sure I didn't go anemic or get scurvy or some weird thing. But it was quite a journey. I don't recommend it for anybody. So if you're thinking about it, I would definitely be praying. If you don't feel convicted over it, please don't do it. There's a lot of side effects that we're going to talk about in another video that even my wife doesn't know all of them. Like my skin's doing this like funky thing now. It is what it is. Update. All right. So our website is up and running. Huge shout out to Christina G. Thank you so much at Kiko Marketing for just killing it. Our website looks amazing. Additionally, she went above and beyond and she was able to get us in with a business called Wix, who they're processing payments and everything are tied in with our website. And you can sign up for a one-time gift or you can sign up for monthly, how much ever you want to. We are going to be changing some of those amounts because we have a certain goal we're trying to hit. And we're trying to influence that. That's that. And that's been great. That has been phenomenal. Lisa and I did set a date. We're trying to kind of follow along with Nehemiah and be very specific and intentional about what we're doing. So we have set a tentative date for September 22nd. That'd be the week that we would start our move. Actually, that morning, like loading up and heading to the airport or doing whatever we got to do. It'll probably be that, and then we'll leave that evening from probably Miami or I'm going to say probably Miami. I think they're the only ones that can really handle the load that we have going. So yeah, September 22nd is when we're looking to get over there. Before that, though, I have my stuff here a little backwards. I'm going to be going to Dublin to be a part of the ARC conference UK in May. I can't wait for that. I would ask that you guys be praying about that because it's all about networking, and we're hoping to get a Christian sponsor, a church sponsor for our visas. We can buy a sponsorship. You can literally go online, find a sponsor, pay £125 to £500. They fill out a piece of paper that says they're sponsoring you. They bring you to the UK, and then they basically forget about you. The downside of that is if they try to extort more money from you and you don't pay it, they can withdraw their sponsorship. So there's that. So that's the reason why we're going to Dublin, to network primarily, to land a sponsor, and also hopefully get some support. We're going to be going to Scotland in July. We're actually taking over 2 of our board members to go. We're going to be in Edinburgh for a short time, take the train north to Inverness for a short time, and we're hoping that in that time we can find a place to live, maybe even buy a car if necessary, and so on and so forth. So that'd be kind of one of those things. Now to talk about what I don't like talking about. I've really tried to not talk about where we are in our support raising when it comes to needs. I've been reading that, the God Ask again, like the 3rd time, this guy. If you haven't read this book, if you're thinking about missions, man, let me tell you, and if you're a church or you do any nonprofit, you should be reading this book. It's a pretty good book. But in that book, they talk about some things that you should do and shouldn't do. And as I was reading, I realized that I fell into a few of the things that it says you shouldn't do, like bulk mail churches. And I just did that. And it gave the reason why. And I think that was an act of desperation. So what I'm doing now is I have, the letters already gone out. And I'm just praying that it's just the few churches that are out there that we would want to partner with actually see it, acknowledge it, and may want to do something with us. If we do get a church that does want to do something with us, and there's some wackadoo church, and I say that respectfully as I can, we'll have to respectfully decline, just because of the power of association. We're not in this for the money. We'll never be in this for the money that I know of. And we're in this. One of our biggest core values is we give up things that we love for things we love even more. And so that's super important to us. We love God more than we love our cars, our guns, and a lot of other things. So we're giving it up. But like I said in the video from earlier today, we are looking for referrals at this point. We're at about 30% in collections, 30% to goal for collections. And of our pledges, we're probably at about 80%. 70% in collection of where we would like to be. So that means that there's about 30% of people that haven't paid for one reason or another. And I've emailed them and called them. Maybe they changed their mind. I know one did. He just said he doesn't want to be a part of an organization. I was like, okay, no problem. And we're still friends, but the way he said it was a little brash. So with that being said, we're just looking for God to show up and make this happen. The next thing that we're doing is, I was explaining in the video before this that I've downloaded Microsoft Planner, and I've got all the months broke down now for logistics, months 6 through 3, the 3rd month before I move, the 2nd month before I move, 30 days before I move, 20 days before I move, and just kind of broke it all down so we could really manage things like support raising, like applying for our tour, for getting a bank account in the UK for when we're there, arranging for health insurance, verifying veterinarians, all that stuff. And then just for the dogs, they have their own plan because they require like 5 documents just to get into the UK. And then just found out that one of the things that they look at for dogs from the US is you have to have an assigned veterinarian within 10 days of arriving, which I've been on the phone and to different people in Inverness, and they've been very kind at sharing some really great veterinarians there. And as a backup, I found 2 in Inverness within a mile of the airport. So if there's an emergency, and if the authorities would allow us, which I don't see this happening, but I like to cover all my bases, then we can actually have a veterinarian meet us at the airport and do whatever documentation and testing is necessary so that nothing will happen to our dogs. Used to be that they would have to be in like containment or whatever for like 10 days or 3 months or 6 months or something crazy. And it's not like that anymore. They can be held for like 10 days, up to 10 days before they tell you to take your dog or cat back or your ferret. You heard me right, ferret. Other than that, that's kind of where we're at right now. I would just ask that you would continue to pray for the giving. I would ask that you pray for safety, that we would have wisdom, that we would be guided by the Holy Spirit. And for those of you that are still kind of latched onto the whole 40-day thing, listen, I had no side effects. I ate a meal the day after. Granted, it was a very small meal because I figured my stomach's about the size of my thumb at that point. But I ate half a pub sub today, like 6-inch sub sandwich, and I was stuffed, which is great. But like I said, I have some weird skin things going on. That's probably just because I didn't have any oils or anything. I didn't have any sugars. Now I'm on like sugar overload, realizing that I need to get away from that stuff as soon as possible. I would like for you guys to do me a favor. If you have any questions about what we're doing in the UK, or if you have questions about the UK, like what do you guys eat there? What's it like to drive on the other side of the road? What are the people like? Or anything like that. I think I'd like to make this more engaging. Would you just put that down in the comments for us? And Lisa and I are going to be doing another Q&A very, very quickly here. And I think it's going to be really important to address some of those things. And I'm excited, man. Lisa and I are both pumped about going. We're in the middle of, you can't really see it. My office is kind of tore up right now because I've been going through all the drawers of my dresser and cleaning them out because I'm packing a tote behind me, and I'm already throwing away and putting in my donation box stuff that I can't believe I would do. So yeah, there's that. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Like or subscribe. Do your comments. Talk to you soon.